Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
On behalf of the chairman, Senator Banks, and welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Mr. Turner, for agreeing to serve your country in a big way. Excited to work with you. Each year, HUD distributes tens of billions of dollars of housing assistance to families in poverty through programs like the Housing Choice Voucher Program and Section 8. Unfortunately, these programs punish people for working and for getting married. And I wonder what can you do about that when you're in charge? What can we do to change those rules?
Well, thank you, Senator Banks, and it was good to meet with you as well. You know, these programs, when you do get married, when you do get a better job, when your wages do rise, you know, you're disadvantaged and you're penalized for it. And so, you know, the whole goal here is to get people into self-sustainability and on track to achieve an American dream, to thriving and not just surviving, to be not a lifetime on subsidies, but to get off subsidies and be able to take care of your family. And so we will commit to taking a deep dive and looking, you know, into these penalties and how it disadvantages people that are on assistance. So thank you for bringing that to the forefront, and I look forward to further discussion on that.
The Biden administration's so-called fair housing rule requires states and local governments that receive community development block grants to submit detailed reports to HUD on how they will advance equity, so-called equity, across all of their activities. Do you think HUD should be holding grant applicants hostage to a DEI agenda?
You know, I don't think we should be holding grant applicants hostage to anything, in particular something that's devastating to not only the individuals but also the families. And so, you know, I believe that when we give or grant assistance, that obviously there's accountability, there's transparency, but to hold anyone hostage because of a politicization of an agency or a process, I think is wrong across the board.
So you agree to look into how we interpret that rule and perhaps apply it differently?
Absolutely.
Very good. In 2016, the Obama administration declared that it is, quote, unlawful discrimination for realtors and landlords to discuss a neighborhood's crime rate with prospective renters and buyers. And I wonder, I mean, it seems ridiculous to me, I don't know if you agree, to try to hide crime from a renter or a home buyer when they sign a lease or buy a home. How do you plan to interpret that rule?
Well, I think if I'm buying a home or if I'm renting a home, I want to know about the crime rate. I want to know if my wife and my family are going to be safe. I think full transparency and accountability is key. And then you make the decision whether you want to live here or not. But to hide crime, to hide anything from a potential buyer or a potential renter is wrong. And so, yes, I look forward to learning more. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. But I don't believe that's wrong. And so we will look into that because I think you have to be fully transparent to all renters and all buyers.
Totally agree. The federal government has been relying on religious organizations for years to deliver services through grants. But under the current far-left rules at HUD, a faith-based soup kitchen or a homeless shelter would jeopardize its eligibility for federal grants if an employee offered to pray before a meal. Would you remove those types of barriers that are preventing faith-based organizations from helping people?
Thank you, Senator. You know, as a Christian myself and as a believer, you know, I like to pray before my meals. I like to pray for people. I like to pray as a group, pray individually. And I think it's something that we need to embrace, you know, people of all faiths in our country. And so any barriers that keep people from faith, of exercising that, yes, we need to take a deep look at that because, you know, this is a country where we have religious freedom. We need to uphold that the best we can.
The Biden administration finalized a rule last year that imposes extreme climate standards on any property that HUD finances. These standards will drive up construction costs by as much as $30,000, and they apply even if HUD only contributes a tiny amount of the funding. I wonder what your point of view is on that, and is there anything that we can do to fix that?
Thank you, Senator. You know, I do want to look further into that. You know, anything that is burdensome to build an affordable housing, we need to take a strong look at that and remove, be it climate, be it whatever it is, regulatory reform, because we have a crisis And as I sit here before you, I'm focused on how do we build affordable housing in our country. And whatever is keeping us from doing that, obviously in the appropriate legal manner, we need to look at those across the board because we have people that are on the streets and we need to help them in housing.
Thank you. My time has expired.
Good use of your time, however. Senator Kim.